I think my husband is planning to abandon me and our baby. I 28 female and my partner 30 male of 10 years. I don't even really know what to say. Thank you in advance to whoever reads this. I don't know what to think or do anymore. I feel completely heartbroken and confused and really need some advice and empathy. To start, my fiancé wanted a family. We bought a house together a few years ago, but only his name went on the title because most of the down payment came from his RRSP. This made me a bit uncomfortable, but we were planning to get married after saving a bit more, so I agreed. I paid all our moving costs and furnished the entire house, so we both spent about the same. We had our daughter last November, a planned child he claimed to have wanted. When I was pregnant, he suddenly started gambling, something he'd never done before. He gambled away a few of his paychecks, and finally after a month I managed to get him to agree to give me control of his account. I give birth. When I'm 4 weeks postpartum, he claims to get the flu and spends an entire month at his parents' house to avoid infecting the baby. I thought he'd be there for a few days at most. He returns. In March he claims there's a giant work project that he needs to throw his all into. He works from home, and since I was on an unpaid mat leave self-employed, he was the breadwinner. He stops speaking to me, claiming he's so busy with work and he's so stressed that he doesn't even have time to say hi to me in the morning. However, he's awake all night and sleeping in during the day. Around the same time, HR calls me and says he hasn't logged on in a few days, and they send a wellness check. Eventually, after a month and a half of not speaking to me, eating alone in his room, ignoring the baby completely, he demands his bank account back. I have no choice but to give him his card, but I was hoping he wouldn't lock me out of the account. He does. He then gambles again. I decide to go down to my parents' house for a few days after he rages out at me when I try to talk to him. He basically stops responding to my texts except to tell me to fuck off, and that he's depressed. He responds some of the time saying he's trying to get therapy, and saying I can't come back home until he talks to a therapist. This entire time I'm stressed knowing he's probably gambling and not paying the mortgage or bills. This continues through June, July, August. He refuses to speak with me. I plead and beg him to talk to me. Finally in September he tells me he's behind on the mortgage and needs money. I send him the money. He thanked me at first and says I'll be able to come home soon. At this point he would barely let me in the house to get mine or our baby's things, screaming and freaking out the few times I showed up. He stopped speaking to me again, only responding to tell me to fuck off and stop contacting him. At certain points he tells me he loves me and wants me and the baby to come home soon, but he needed to get through therapy first. This brings me to the present. Just before our daughter's first birthday, he blocked my number and blocked me on Facebook. I have been begging and pleading with him to tell me what's going on, to tell me something and nothing. We have 4 cats that he wouldn't let me come and get. I own all the furniture and so many belongings in the house, and I have no idea if the mortgage company is going to just repo and trash it all. I have no idea if my beloved cats are okay. I don't even know if we are together anymore. I have tried to get his parents to talk to him. They're in contact with him and gave him money for the mortgage back payments. They just say they don't know and that he won't talk to them about this. I was at my parents' house, and now I'm staying in my brother's basement. I feel like I've lost everything. I don't know what happened. Edit. Thank you so much for all of the kind comments. I have felt so alone, and just getting this out helped a lot. I have been so depressed over the situation that I feel like I can barely breathe most days. I think I've been in denial, like this can't be actually happening to me, and that one day I'm going to wake up to his heartfelt apology and all the bills fixed and go back to my beautiful house. It was our dream home and we got it for such a deal. Beautiful historic home, 6 bedrooms, original features, huge yard with amazing 100-year-old trees all through the neighborhood. It was the neighborhood I grew up dreaming about living in someday. To know I'll never be able to afford a house on my own, and that I have no idea where my daughter will grow up. It is just killing me. I grew up so poor and thought I had finally made it, and would be able to give my baby a good life. To just be blocked with no answers. For him to be losing the house, and not even give me a chance to take it over for our daughter's sake. He doesn't even know where I'm living right now. I slept on the floor for 2 months when this first started. I thought we were soulmates.